The high-flying days for Canadian pot stocks seem to be over for now, and one of the biggest companies in the sector is getting absolutely smoked on Bay Street. 680's Richard Southern joins us with a look at Aphria, a company some allege is near worthless. Richard, what's going on? What are the allegations surrounding them?
Yeah, it's bombshell allegations from a U.S. investment firm. They did a big presentation yesterday, Francis, and they said that this big Canadian pot company that so many Canadians have put money into has been buying assets that are virtually worthless. They used one example of a company in Jamaica that they spent over $400 million for. They said when they went to investigate that company, it was nothing more than an abandoned building. It was all dilapidated.
And they showed pictures of this, right? I mean, this was a $450 million investment, and inside what looked like a very Caribbean-style blue home, terracotta tiles ripped up. The inside's just nothing in there.
Another company in Southern America that they bought for $50 million was only making about a couple $100,000 a year. So the allegations are that insiders in the company that owned a lot of stock owned these assets and benefited from those acquisitions, basically funneling investor money to these insiders, Francis.
Wow. Okay. So what's the company actually saying about these allegations?
So the company's coming out swinging. They're denying it, but not exactly refuting a lot of the details here. This is why investors are smoked. This is a stock that was worth more than $21 in mid-September. Closed today, Francis, below $6. So people are spooked here.
$6?
Yeah.
So this also just shows the volatility of pot stocks.
Yes, and things have changed now that pot's legal. We're starting to get earnings in. People are starting to look at these companies closer. They're starting to go to places like Jamaica and investigate what they've been buying. And in some cases, they're finding that not everything is what it seems to be. So you got to wonder here, Francis, if some of the bad apples are starting to maybe rise to the top here.
Okay, now what are analysts saying about this on Bay Street?
So they're cutting their price targets. You know, $22 BMO thought the stock was going to be at. Now they say $9. But they also said they can't specifically back up these allegations. They do point out they don't think the company's worthless. They have hundreds of millions of dollars on the books in cash, and they're expected to produce a lot of marijuana next year. Francis.
And that's really important to note that nobody has actually, or no, legitimate media company has independently verified.
No, we can't verify this. And again, the company is refuting it. And who's making the allegation? It's what they call a short seller. They benefit when the stock goes down. So this doesn't even have to be true in the long run. They benefited the last 2 days just by saying these things. So you do have to take it with a grain of salt.
Okay, and should we be worried about other Canadian pot companies right now?
Again, there's more focus on it now, and you're going to start to see real earnings come in now that it's legal. I think you got to be more selective, and you really got to do your research now more than you ever have.
Right, it's not all about get rich quick, right?
Those days of speculation that we saw the last 2 years, they might be over.
All right, thank you, Richard. Thanks for joining us.